Good morning. Maybe you wonder why people are turning away from mainstream media. Maybe. Yeah. You know, yesterday I talked about these two homosexuals that was killed in Ireland, in Sligo. Yeah. And we know that the guy who did it was from the Middle East. And then there was a rumor that the victims, the homosexuals, they were castrated and beheaded by this guy. And I thought, I want to do a test. I want to see if I can find this information in mainstream media. Yeah. So I went through a lot of these sources. Yeah. I found nothing about this. The BBC, for instance, they said both men had significant injuries. Well, that's true, isn't it? Yeah. Beheading and castration, that's significant, isn't it? Now, why won't you tell the truth? That's my question to you guys in mainstream media. Is it because the guy who did it was from the Middle East? You don't like this, do you? And the victims, they were homosexuals. That's another part that you don't like, right? And then you have beheading and castration. So you won't tell the story. Yeah. All right, here's another part that I really want to know the truth about. It's Shanghai, and it's quite hard. Then I saw this story from Denmark about a Danish guy who was living in Shanghai, yeah? And he's telling the story. And this is what he said. On the 28th of March, they locked Shanghai down. Yeah, everybody, 25 million people. And then there was a food shortage. People started to starve. That's right. And they said, the authorities, they said, this will go on for a week. And then by the end of the first week, they said, no, we will keep you locked up indefinitely. Yeah. And people just starve. Yeah. And this Danish guy, he wasn't prepared for this at all because he was planning to do something. So he didn't save any food. So he started starving immediately. And there was no food, you see. Wow. So he started to beg for food. And he got hold of some eggs and some flour and he made this dough, you know. Yeah. So then, after being locked up for 17 days, this Danish guy decided, I have to get out of here. And he couldn't. He had this letter from the Danish consulate. Yeah. So he thought that this would be the ticket out. Yeah. Then he tried. He took his 2 suitcases and started walking towards the airport. He was stopped by 4 guards. They escorted him back to the apartment. Then he tried again. This guy was desperate. See? And he managed to avoid the guards and he walked, you know, to the airport all the way. 20 kilometers he walked. That's like 12 miles. And he got to the airport. And then he was stopped again by guards and he had this letter from the consulate, and he pretended that he didn't understand Chinese. And he got on the plane, yeah. And he said he lost a lot of weight. Yeah. And now he's been eating slowly because his stomach shrunk, you see. Yeah, what a story. Yeah. People should know about this, what's going on in Shanghai. You know, the authorities, they say this is because people are getting infected. We don't want anyone to get infected. This is why we are locking you up. Well, you can believe this if you want. I don't. I don't believe this at all. It's nothing to do with it. This is something else. You know, Shanghai is becoming a problem to the Chinese government, the city, yeah. And now they are doing something, starving people. Yeah, people are begging for food in Shanghai, according to this guy, the Danish guy. And people should know about this. And when they see their own politicians, their own governments talking about restrictions, yeah, think about Shanghai. Yes. All right. Be good.